check now. Okay, try it now. I'm gonna have to do the whole thing over again. Guys, I didn't know it wasn't recording. It wasn't live streaming then. How's it look? Does it look choppy at all? Should hold this one more time. Cool. So, tell me when I'm in focus over here.
Alright. Memory card full. Alright.
That's fine. Let's move up a little bit. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. My name is Jonny Tsunami, aka Jonathan Mayorka. We are here. I'm gonna stand right here. Police officer is saying to back up to this line over here, so I'll back up to this line. Okay, so here we are, Beverly Hills. We are on Santa Monica Boulevard. Black Future Project, which is a new organization that is not affiliated with Black Lives Matter, came out here to peacefully protest. They started out at Beverly Hills High School and started marching until they got to the street, and I think they started doing a sit-down protest on this street. So when they did that, the police actually came very quickly and started forming a line. You see the response to about 30 to 50 protesters. There's about I'd say 60 to 70 police officers and sheriff department here. Right now, they've been arresting multiple protesters. There were around 30 to 50. Now I see around 15, 16 protesters left. They have their SWAT truck out. We got the helicopter out. We got more police officers coming in right now. We have multiple police vehicles back here. The County of Los Angeles Sheriff Department bus all the way over there. Could you point over there, Lachlan? I don't know if you can really see it. All the way over there, there's a bus ready to take all these protesters to and detain them. And so as you can see, all this money and taxpayer money to just dispel a sit-down protest by BFP, Black Future Project, in the middle of the road. This is a larger response from the police than I've seen since the last time I was here in Beverly Hills. The last time they allowed the protesters to march all around the neighborhood. It was just security. Police were not involved. This time, they brought a whole freaking bus out. They brought out multiple cars. They brought out 70. Oh, I'm telling you, it's over 70 police officers here. And most police officers are holding batons. Some have some type of projectile gun on them. And we also see the SWAT truck, which has the LRAD machine right on top. It has the LRAD machine right on top. So this is quite a response by the Beverly Hills Police Department. And I think it's very unnecessary because all this taxpayer money to reduce 30 to 50 people on the streets that are peacefully protesting, exercising their First Amendment right. So you can see I have my helmet on because I just came back from the Portland, Oregon protest where federal agents used tear gas and rubber bullets, federal level, not police tear gas. They used federal tear gas, which is completely different. I experienced that and it was horrible. The police have not used tear gas here, but they have been forming lines and starting to kettle protesters here around the protest circle. At one point, we were inside where the protesters were, and I moved out because I saw they started kettling. Police officers are telling the crowd to stand back. They're arresting protesters one by one. They have the zip ties, which I think are worse than the metal ones because I've been in both. And the plastic ones, they tied it so tight that your hands are sideways, and they don't take it off until they let you go, until they write your citation and let you go. So you can be in hours with your hands behind your back, zip tied. Last time, the leader of the Black Future Project, James Butler, he told me that last time they got detained. You can see it on my channel, True Rebel Network, when the last Beverly Hills protest, they got detained for 25 hours. 25 hours they got detained. It is completely over the top, unnecessary, in my opinion. And they declared it an unlawful assembly. So that's why they are arresting people. People had the option to leave multiple times. But knowing Black Future Project, a lot of them are going to stay and get arrested in solidarity, especially the white Americans who are here in solidarity. James Butler was the first to get arrested. He was with a megaphone, and the police officer just pointed to him and said, we're arresting you. So they've been one by one arresting people. A group of them kind of left. I'd say about 10 of them. So that was like 25% of them. And so now, one by one, they are being arrested. They blocked off this small street, which in previous protests, they would just have security cars, Beverly Hills security cars, just kind of block off the streets, redirect traffic, and let them keep going, right? This time, the BHPD was not messing around. They came with a SWAT team. I saw 2 SWAT cars at one point. They reduced it to 1. I see the sheriff department here, hands in hand with the police department, and they're arresting all these Black Future Project members. So this is what's happening right now. This is insane. Insane response. You can hear the helicopter above me pointing the light. It's been circling around for about 30 minutes now. How much gas, how much gasoline, how much taxpayer money is that? Instead of giving the money to the people, you're using taxpayer money to arrest the people. It doesn't make any sense. But this is what capitalism does. It drives greed. Capitalism drives greed. And this is what I liked about Black Future Project, which I've been covering since the beginning. They talk about economics. They talk about economics. They talk about economics, not just black justice, but economics for all. The economics for all. They Black Future Project did have an occupation out front of LA City Hall at one point, but it got dispersed. It got dispersed about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and so now they're just back, just doing marches and rallies and protests here. But as you can see, there was only around 30 to 50 Black Future Project organizers here, protesters here, and now we only have about 10, 12 protesters left. I think it's such a ridiculous response by the police for this. Now, earlier we saw a Karen heckling the protesters, telling them that they're terrible, they're violent, they're this and that. But really, all the protesters are doing are literally just sitting down and cussing out the cops. Who cares if you cuss out the cops? It's your First Amendment right. It's your First Amendment right. You can express your First Amendment right. You can talk shit to the police. It's not a problem to do that. You can do that in the United States of America. It's in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So, now we see that the police is continuing to arrest these protesters. They've only been blocking the street off. Before security would just redirect traffic, and now they're still blocking the street. This is taking up more taxpayer resources, thousands of taxpayer resources. How much does it take to keep that helicopter running? It's been running for 30 minutes now. It's been running for 30 minutes now. This SWAT team, the LRAD machine. So, we're going to take it back to normal audio here. Thank you for listening in. The mask wearing shouldn't be the issue you guys should be discussing. It should be the capitalism and the income inequality. The income inequality. The fact that 400 people own more wealth than the 99% of the rest of the...
They should go to a socialist country.
Socialist country.
Yeah.
What happens to every socialist country that tries to do it socialism?
My friend, turn this up or turn this up.
No, I'm going live right now. I'm live right now. We're in public. We're in public here. I'm not going to turn it off. You can tell me what to do. I'm a journalist. I can speak to whoever I want. I can ask questions.
2 followers.
Why are you angry about this protest, sir? Why are you angry? My 2 followers. I have 30,000 people. I have 30,000 subscribers, sir. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you watching this?
This is fun. I have nothing else to do.
You have nothing else to do. Are you working? Are you employed?
Huh?
Are you employed still?
Yes.
A lot of people are unemployed. 30 million Americans have gone on unemployment. I guarantee you some of those people are in there. And the CARES Act, the $600 extra is ending this month. What? I'm employed. I'm working right now.
Smart.
Well,
There you go.
I have to.
They can too.
No, they can't. No. With risk of COVID, with now Donald Trump wearing a mask.
I think you were exaggerating your followers, my man. I see only 5,700.
On what?
I'm sorry?
On what? On Facebook?
On Twitter.
On Twitter?
Yes.
Look on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yep.
I can get you 20,000 followers for $20.
He was saying exactly.
So right here,
Working. That's good. This is working.
so right here we have a group of the residents. I believe these are local residents, and they're just watching the police arrest the Beverly. The police arrest the protesters here.
Do not resist. Do not resist. Do not resist. Go west on the parkway, out of the area.
People are
Go
running.
west on the parkway, out of the area. Do not approach the officers. Do not approach the police line.
Is that yours?
No, it's not yours.
Is that yours?
Yes, it is. It's yours, man. What are you doing?
The hell was that? Look at that. The rich stealing from the poor again. Again.
Y'all need to be out here protesting with us. You need to be out here.
Do you have any comments to say?
Not right now.
Another protester arrested there. So a lot of the criticism of people who do not understand
Do not resist. Do not resist.
they're telling people to get a job. They're telling people to get a job. They're telling people to get a job during the pandemic, during all this craziness, during
Westbound on the parkway.
one of the largest
Westbound on the parkway. Tonight.
robberies ever. With the CARES Act. The CARES Act was one of the largest robberies I've ever seen. Millions of dollars going to corporations, not small businesses.
Who's your commanding officer?
They got the helicopter out here again. They are circling in. As you can see, they are arresting another protester here. They are closing in. They are slowly cuddling. That's why we got out of the way. He's yelling it's tight. He's yelling it's tight. Goddamn. I know those zip ties. Those zip ties are the worst. We have sheriff department here. This gentleman has a weapon. That probably disperses tear gas. That guy's got a shotgun looking type weapon that probably puts out rubber bullets. That guy's got a paintball machine. That guy's got a smoke grenade launcher, the green thing. That's a smoke grenade launcher. NLG is out here with the green hats. They are representing protesters who get illegally detained for more hours, or if police break their property. There's a class action lawsuit currently against the LAPD for their actions on May 30th or 31st. I forgot which one it was. It was a Saturday, where it peaked. The violence, the police brutality peaked. Exactly what these people were out here protesting. It peaked, and it's peaking everywhere. Portland, Oregon, now Chicago. You're gonna see it continue. This is not the end of the protest. They're gonna continue.
I hate this dude.
A lot of the residents were disagreeing with me. I might go talk back over there with them. Talk about sanctions. Let's talk about sanctions. Why hasn't socialism worked in any of the countries that it's been employed? And they say, go to a socialist country. Like it's a joke. What happens to every country that tries to employ socialism? The United States always responds either in sanctions, either military on the ground, military interference, economic sanctions. They always respond in that way. The United States always responds that way. That's why you haven't seen socialism. Military coup d'etats, you name it. That's why you haven't seen socialism thrive. And this sheriff right here actually has the blue stripe. The blue stripe.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
The blue stripe flag, which is now known to be connotated with racist.
That's 41.
As you can see, he's got the blue stripe American flag face mask because it seems like they are proud to wear that shit. Yeah, you can look up all the implications of wearing that flag.
I don't care what way you spin that. That is excessive.
Paintball machine, shotgun machine, probably with rubber bullets. Shotgun with rubber bullets. Paintball machine, 2 batons.
Gentle, that is your job, to protect and serve, not to harm. It seems like some of you forgot that, so that's why we're here reminding you. And when you get the bad look,
This gentleman's not wearing a mask. These sheriffs are wearing masks at least, but this gentleman's not wearing a mask. You can see 1, 2, 3 not wearing masks over there.
But remember, you're on the wrong side of history.
We got another gentleman over there not wearing a mask, another police officer not wearing a mask.
Fascist fucking pig. Don't smile, you fucking bitch.
I honestly feel bad for you. I feel bad. This is what what day is it? Thursday? This is what your Thursday night looks like. Fascism. You can go home and eat a little bit of SS, Gestapo. This is some bullshit. This is fascism, plain and simple.
Do you make more than Deputy Vega or less? He makes like $190,000 a year, all told, so more or less. That's more money than I make.
The definition of fascism is forcible suppression of opposition. What does this look like to everyone? This is some bullshit, that's right. Don't damage his personal property, because we know how much you fuckers love personal property. You value property over lives. Start acting like it with everyone. Come on, now be consistent with your fascism. This neighborhood is triggered. And they're not triggered because we're here. They're triggered because you're pointing shit at us. Because you're using your sound cannon. And because you like violence. This is a peaceful protest. This is a peaceful protest. And look at you, overreactionary fascists.
Cowards!
Some of you aren't even wearing masks. How about that? What's your name? You're not wearing a mask. Why is that?
Smiley, where's your mask?
Yeah. Why aren't you wearing a mask? Look at him. Get his badge number. He's not wearing a mask.
Hey, Smiley! Hi! Fuck you for not wearing a mask, you
Over there, that short dude over there is not wearing a mask either. Look at you. Look, hey, wave at me, real quick. You're not wearing a mask. Shotgun.
Officer Lee, how do you feel about this piece of shit not wearing a mask and endangering everyone's lives?
How about that 6 feet, huh? These buddies over here are standing right next to each other. Simple line, face and ass. Where is your mask, Lee? Where is it? Did you leave it at home? You should go get it. Well, wait here. I'll hold your spot in line. You can go get it if you want to. But I know you don't want to because you don't give a shit about public health. And in fact, this is a public health risk, what you're doing. You're putting people on a bus right next to each other. Sometimes no mask. How about that, huh? That's a public health risk. Then get these fascists out of your home, huh? You cool with fascism? How many of these officers did you elect, huh? These are not representatives. You don't need to lick their boots.
Your kids are going to grow up and read in textbooks that you're a bunch of fucking Nazis. They're gonna fucking hate you.
We have some hecklers across the street. We have some hecklers across the street. 6 officers move in to arrest one of the last 3 remaining protesters. They're chanting over there, give the cops a raise. Well, the fact is that the police don't make they don't make as much as the average. They're working for these rich capitalists who are making millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars. This country is the richest country in the world. Cannot
take money out of your pockets. And why don't you fund the police yourself? So you can actually have a private city, you fucking asshole.
in the richest country in the world, we can't afford Medicare for all.
Big boy, sell your car. Because we're here for human rights. Why are you here? We are here for human rights. People are dying. People are getting shot. And you want to sit there and look stupid in your deal. You don't even look cool. How do you spell racist? B-H-T-Z. Fuck, there's too many H's in the shit. Got the shade.
Am I okay to move over there? I would like to get a shot of the hecklers here.
You pay your workers daily, huh? You wouldn't be here if your workers are paid daily. Come over here with the dog. Come over here with the dog. You want a dog? Come over here. You're not the middle of this door, right here. Right fucking here. You want to middle of this door? Come over. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. You're not a dog. That's not your foot.
You have a group of hecklers over here.
It's crazy to me that you see fashions on the street and protesters on the sidewalk and you're mad at us? No, it's not. It's not as good. It's the fucking home.
They were just chanting, give the police a raise, give the cops a raise, is what they were saying.
So that's what
Which
right there.
is crazy.
Fighting fascism.
As you can see, the residents of Beverly Hills Police are actually standing with the police, not standing with the protesters. Gotta find my cameraman here, see if I can find my cameraman. Are we still live? It's still going? So wait, how many goes? 46. This is Convo Couch. They might be on True Rebel Network. Chuck True Rebel Network. They got like one or two protesters left. Yeah, on the ground over there. This is the last one over there. Are you good to move up with me? I got you. I got you.
I feel like there's a rule about getting in your shoes, but whatever.
Okay, I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
It's not a work. You
You know what amazes me? Is the guy with the bullhorns instigating all these people on. He's not got his ass out there to get arrested. I wonder why he's not out there.
Some people have to keep the organization. I don't know. I know there was about 30 to 50 people out here, and the police responded in this way. What do you feel about this police response?
I haven't seen any violence by the police. So, I see protesters that are blocking the street, and the police have to clear the street. That's what I see. They're exercising their right to protest, and the police are upholding the law. I don't see violence by the police at all. So,
Do you see violence by the protesters?
not a bit. Not a bit. I don't see any resisting anything.
What do you think of the protesters' message? This particular group is called the Black Future Project. They're actually not affiliated with Black Lives Matter, although they are for black justice, but they also tie the economics into it. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that they have a message to get out. I think that this may have not been the vehicle that they should have used tonight, because they're all getting arrested. I think that they would do much better. I think the guy with the bullhorn over here, I mean, he's picking fly shit out of Pepper. You know, he's not even talking about anything important. You got to be laying out the message that they have rather than telling the police they're not wearing a mask. Jeez, yeah, calling the police names. Come on, say something important so that I can grasp onto it and maybe agree with it. But right now, I don't see anything that's of importance there.
I think that's a good criticism, sir. I think their message should be more solid message.
Yeah, if you're gonna have this, you have to have a message. Use logic and rhetoric. Argue with me. Show me why you're right, and maybe I'll support you. But see, I'm a product of the 1960s. It was my generation that said anybody over 30 couldn't be trusted. So you know, it's 50 years later, same bullshit. Okay, we're going. Nice talking with you.
Thank you, sir. Looks like officers are kettling again. I will get out of the way since I am a member of the press here. So now it's not just off the street, it's off the grass now. And there's a few people left. They're starting to form a circle around the grass over here. They're arresting more people. So they are progressing into, they are making another circle, kettling again. We're gonna gather some protesters here. Some of the protesters got out of the way. It looks like they're still kettling. So you can see that there's one protester over there. This is so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. It was literally 30 to 50 protesters, and then they made this whole scene. Whenever the police come, they incite more conflict. There's more conflict when, oh my gosh, okay, so we got... So we got a group, NLG here. They're not letting NLG out. You're not going to let the legal observers out? They are not letting the NLG walk out of the police line.
Now they're even detaining the lawyers.
They are about to detain NLG, Lawyers Guild, legal observers of this protest, Black Future Project protest.
Lawyers Guild is always
NLGs are the ones in the green hats.
Without a fucking mask!
Put a mask on! You got no mask on. What you doing? How can we get a citation for no mask if you don't have one on?
I'm just curious what law your guys are citing. Because this is a public walkway.
Yeah, this is a public, this is not on the street anymore. This is people who are, these are people who are on the trail. They are on the trail. Now this gentleman who was just running, now they're not letting him out. Oh, they got him. They got him. Yep, the guy who was just jogging just got rounded up. Now he's about to get arrested with the group, and now he can experience what those protesters are experiencing. They're not letting press out. They're not letting NLG out. They're not letting the lawyers get out. Look.
Look at that.
They almost didn't let. You almost got arrested with the protesters. You almost experienced what the protesters were experienced. See now? See now, even residents aren't even being let through to their houses now. Residents aren't even being let through to their houses right now. This gentleman right here, he's a resident. He's not being let through to his house. You're not being let through?
No, I am. But they're just telling me to go around because they think it's dangerous, you know?
It's not dangerous.
Yeah, but like, it's just. Hold on a second. I'm being interviewed. Hold on. Bye. They're just taking standard protocol, you know? There's nothing you can do.
Don't you think it's a little ridiculous? The guys with guns or the police?
It's 100% very ridiculous. I agree with you. There's a little overkill, you know?
Yeah.
But with what's going on and how, you know what I mean?
Yes.
They're just tripping out, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thousands of taxpayer money just got, especially through that helicopter.
That's cap.
That's a lot of money.
That's cap.
That's a lot of money.
That's cap. Burning our tax
Total crap. No, they couldn't even tell us like what was open and what wasn't.
No,
I said, look, this is public property.
Yeah,
And then you cite a law that says we're not allowed to be here.
You're 100%
because
right.
you said it was an unlawful assembly
guys, you
down
have
the
to
street. That has nothing to do with it.
I 100% agree with you guys, but you guys have to understand there's a lot of like violent people in peaceful protests. Like,
Not
for example,
necessarily, though.
Sometimes,
You had, like, 2 months
you
ago
have
a
one
different
person. You have
contingent,
one
though.
person that ruins it for everyone else, though.
Just like these fucking cops.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
But
it's 100% wrong
the
what
fact
they're
that they
doing.
don't know what laws they're enforcing right now is endemic of the problem
I
going
agree.
on. You're a member of the community, and they
I
wouldn't
agree
even let you
100%.
through.
You're 100% right.
So,
I'm 100% on your side.
If they were
I 100%
doing better
stand with what
policing-
you guys stand for.
Cool, man. Well, hey,
I
thank you
agree
for being
with
out
you.
here.
Of course, man. Anytime. I just think they're
very
being a little overprotective just because like last 3 weeks ago like Antifa was going nuts here.
Yeah, that was a different organization.
Exactly.
So this was
But you have to
a
keep in mind
peaceful
what they
protest.
do is they dress like peaceful protesters and they come and mess stuff up. You
And
know?
most of the time they're fucking cops.
That could be possible too.
It's very possible.
You know, you
Believe me,
never know.
In
You
the
never
work,
know with this world.
Well, in the work that I do, I get to see it all the time, right?
I bet you do.
And so I get to see these people dressed up as black bloc, go and run around the corner,
I have a quick question
put on
for you
their
then.
cop uniforms, and then go and join the police line.
I have a quick question.
Happens
for
all
you.
the time.
Did you know 800,000 children go missing a year in the United States of America?
I actually was aware of that.
How crazy is that?
It's fucking insane, man.
Don't you think we should do something to stop that?
Yes.
Of course we should.
But it's sad that nobody talks about it.
The police aren't doing shit.
People are starting to talk about it.
People are.
finally, at
People are
least,
starting to like realize that it's a big problem.
They can't just keep killing people like Epstein and get away with it, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So you guys know what's up.
Just
No,
laying.
everyone here is wide awake.
But these guys are protecting those fucking pedophiles.
Exactly, dude.
There's a reason Hollywood used to do
I wish they
everything.
all get lined up and like, you know what I mean, arrested and go to prison.
Oh, look, they're moving again.
That's disgusting. Good luck, guys. Please be safe.
Hey, man, thank you.
Please be safe.
You will.
Were y'all in that group that was just in the?
It's cool, like, you know.
What the hell was that? That's like a public walkway, right? That you guys are part of NLG. We're legal to be there, right? It's legal to be there. We're not on the street.
We went there and then they blocked it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The neighborhood is cheering on the police for their excessive display of authoritarianism.
Yeah, let's do that circle.
Police are now leaving. We are in Beverly Hills again, once again. A lot of the neighbors are in support of the police. One gentleman was saying that Antifa was out here. I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that. I know Black Future Project was out here about 3 weeks ago, but they weren't doing anything. I have the whole recording. You can go back to my other live stream on True Rebel Network. I have the whole time what they were doing. They're just marching and playing music until late at night. And yeah, I mean, there was a curfew back then too, and now again curfew. But this time they started rounding up protesters right before curfew, around 8 o'clock, 8:30 o'clock, and what we're seeing here is a lot of police for little amounts of protesters. This is what's happening. Okay. He's there. That's it. Alright, you'll be safe. You look flying now, sure. Probably shit. Take care. So we have the LA County Sheriff Department bus here, all the protesters are being taken to this bus. So if they really have 30 people in there, then you got 30 people in an enclosed space during a pandemic in which President Donald Trump has started wearing a face mask. Woo! After months of telling people of not wearing a face mask, now he's telling his constituents to wear a face mask. Talk about a flip-flop. Talk about a flip-flop. Now he's telling people to wear face masks. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. And we are here. Still here, recording. And the battery is low. But they are rounding up everybody. They're still in the middle of the street, so the street still isn't open. Protesters are gone. Police are still here. Sheriff Department, LAPD, Beverly Hills PD, all working hand in hand. It took 3 different law enforcement agencies to take down 30 to 50 protesters. This is pretty crazy. Curfew is at 9 p.m.
What?
Curfew is at 9. They started arresting people before 9 p.m. before curfew. So I don't know what that tells you. They called it an unlawful assembly. people here are actually residents, and the police are still out here staring us down, staring all these people down.
Wait, so we're gonna go protest over there if you want to join us.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll cover it.
No, we're gonna talk to the sergeant.
Oh.
Really? I'll cover that. I'll cover that for sure. So they took down James Butler and the other gentleman with the dread.
They arrested him like first. They arrested him right away.
Yeah. And are you with Black Future Project?
No, I just found out about this kid.
Okay.
How did you find out?
So right now there are around 30 protesters in this bus, zip-tied, handcuffed, and like I said, the zip ties are worse because these officers just put them as tight as you can, and then your hands are sideways and in pain until they write you a citation. For mine, when I got arrested on May 30th for being a journalist and got kettled, my zip ties were on for 2.5 hours, 2 hours. 2 hours, and let me tell you, those are worse than the metal ones. I've been in both. The plastic ones are way worse because they dig into your skin, and when they try to take you out, they dig the scissors into your skin to like take it out. So, and all because I was being a journalist. I shouldn't have to face that. I'm in a class action lawsuit right now, LAPD, for their actions, and they're actually out here doing the same bullshit, doing the same shit. I don't think they arrested any journalists. It was all protesters, as far as I know. I know they arrested multiple protesters, around 30 protesters. And we have the Sheriff Department, LAPD, and Beverly Hills Police Department, all hand in hand. It takes 3 law enforcement agencies to take down a group of 30 peaceful protesters. Non-violent protesters. You could say blocking a roadway is not peaceful. And they're done. All these resources, helicopter. Look at all these cars. Look at all these police cars. Look at all these resources just to take down 30 to 50 police officers. Why can't there be a leader here to just speak with the protesters, try to work something out? They will not. They will not do that. My battery's running really low. I might have to cut this feed here soon. But it's basically over. The protesters are gone. Police are still just standing in the streets. Even though all protesters are gone. The only people here are residents. A lot of people here are residents. The big controversy with the Black Future Project was that they were marching through Beverly Hills, and it turns out that most of Beverly Hills is a lot of immigrants, Jewish Iranians, people of that culture, and Black Future Project leadership actually got an email. You can see this on their Instagram at Black Future Project. They got an email from the head of the police asking, what's their purpose? Because this is anti-Semitic. Basically what they were saying is that it was anti-Semitic of them to protest in Beverly Hills. Is basically what they were saying. Now, me personally, I would be like, all right, well, if it's factual that it is mostly people out of this country, well, maybe we should go and target specific, celebrities and or capitalists that have a big hand in what is going on. The other criticism you heard from one of the residents here is that the guy in the megaphone is not speaking well, but that guy's not like a main leader. It's hard to get the message through when the main people who speak, because not everyone's a public speaker, gets taken away. So that gentleman, it's kind of like talking shit about the cops. Whatever, who cares? But you're not the people who are listening, the people whose minds you can change. are they're not going to like that because they're very close-minded slash ignorant slash privileged for living in Beverly Hills. They don't understand the struggles of the 99%. You know, they don't understand that 30 million Americans have gone on unemployment right now. They don't understand that in the richest country in the world, we cannot give our residents Medicare for all, a UBI, and help during a pandemic. A pandemic, an invisible enemy, is killing capitalism. They had to inject so much money into the stock market. The PPP loans, all those went to corporations. Barely any small businesses saw any of those loans. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And on top of it, you have police killing black people. So many black people in brutal ways, putting their knees to their necks. Black people turn up hanging and they get called suicides. And this is the year 2020. We are in the 21st century. And these problems are still going on. It's a big issue. And that's why people are protesting. That's why people are protesting. Are you residents here?
Yeah.
I like your opinion on this. Are you interested in providing your opinion? 1 second. It's okay if I show your face?
Absolutely.
Who am I speaking with here?
My name is Sam.
Sam, as you see, the Beverly Police Department, along with Los Angeles Police Department, along with the LA Sheriff's County Department, have just dispersed and arrested, detained 30 to 50 protesters. We have a helicopter out here. We have a SWAT truck out here. We have multiple police out here. We have around 50 police is what I got, and multiple police cars here. It's a lot of taxpayer money being used. What do you think about all this police action?
It's perfect. We won't have Portland here. At least Beverly Hills stands up to keep peace, keep the normal people being able to live a normal life. We won't have how Portland is and their poor response in dealing. That's your opposite if they don't do it. If they don't act like this, we'll have that, and it'll cost taxpayers quite a bit more. It'll destroy the economy, it'll destroy people's lives. COVID will get worse. So they're doing a fantastic job.
You don't think that, in regards to the economy, the CARES Act that just got passed, they got passed a few months ago. They had unemployment going on up until an extra additional amount of unemployment going up until the end of July, the end of this month. There's 30 million Americans unemployed right now. There's this whole immigrant workforce that's not receiving any of the benefits from the employment, but still are participating in our economy. What do you think about the economics of the situation? This group in particular, what do you think about the economics in general of the United States?
Well, it's very simple. You have a very corrupt system where the Democrats have fooled the public. The issue here is people having opportunity to succeed. They don't succeed because they don't have the education. The education in California is run by Democrats. You have a supermajority that is completely by Democrats. We have a 50% dropout rate in our school system in Los Angeles when you go into the inner cities. The inner cities need funding. They need good school system. They need the police. Getting rid of the police is not the answer. You gotta be stupid. The politicians are stupid. Garcetti, he's stupid. The issue is education. But no one will discuss education. Because why? They are the biggest backers of Democrats. They're the people who run the city. the labor unions. But if people don't have a good education, they'll never have the opportunity. You have laws that ruin families. They encourage single moms to have more kids. They get more money for doing it. It's all backwards. It should be towards making people have more opportunity. We need to change this protest to create it about how to create opportunity. It's not about the police.
I agree, sir. And this protest, this organization in particular, Black Future Project, they actually tie economics into it. The fact is that the United States government actually passed the NDA, National Defense Authorization Act, giving about 60 to 70% of our budget to military, and only like less than 3% goes to education. I think that's the problem, and that's a bipartisan effort. That's Democrats and Republicans both in that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you're completely wrong. What you just said is complete lies, because 30% of California's budget by law has to go to education. So every tax dollar, 30% of it goes to education. So it's not 3%. I don't know where you get 3% because that's completely.
That's nationwide.
Well, we're talking about California. We're in California. We have one of the worst school systems. We have the same inequalities, even though we're spending 30% of our tax dollars. We are being taxed more than any other state and spend 30% of it, and the rest of the country is spending 3%, as you have said, but we still have the same exact problems. So it comes down to politics. It comes down to a school system that is designed for teachers and not for students. It's designed for taxes that don't encourage students to do better. Starts with a tax.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It goes with creating an environment where people in the inner city can succeed. When you live in the inner city and you give them opportunities, they will succeed.
So what are your thoughts on the CIA who, institutionally, they created the drug in the 80s. They brought cocaine in from Colombia. They gave guns to the dealers here in the quote unquote inner city metro area. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's not the people's fault that this system is failing. This is the richest country in the world. How can we not afford Medicare for all, universal basic income, more education for our citizens?
It's very simple. It has nothing to do with the CIA in the 80s. That doesn't come back 40 years ago to today's time. The issue is laws that keep people down, laws that don't allow jobs to succeed, laws that keep the workforce from making money. You have to give people opportunities. The biggest equalizer is education. You have to start there. When people are better educated, they have a better, stronger community support system, they will succeed. More people will succeed. So the issues come, what are the laws that keep individuals from having the community support? What are the laws we have to put in to give community support? What do we have to do to give them a better education? It's not about what happened in the 80s. That has nothing to do with it. It's what you can do today. Today you have to change these politicians who, like always, have diverted our attention from the real issue.
Okay, I agree with that. A lot of the politicians, they're all bought out, paid for, I believe, on both Democrats and Republican side. They both passed the NDAA, which I said again is it's a lot of money for the military. What is your thoughts on the money for the military? I'm not sure aware of your cultural background, but the United States has been involved in multiple coups d'etats in multiple countries, installing their own U.S.-friendly leader in those countries.
I come from a country that the U.S. has tried that. I come from a country that I had to leave because the military did that. But we have to stay focused on what the issue is. We have to not be looking all over the place. We have to be laser focused at what this protest, what the upswing of emotions is people don't have opportunities.
Yeah.
You have a much bigger, rich, and a lot fewer, we have a lot fewer rich people and a lot more people that are poor. So what we're doing, whatever we've done, doesn't matter if you're in a Republican, you're in a Democrat, it hasn't worked. These people don't know how to run a country. All the politicians don't know how to run a country. And the reason is because we lose our focus of what the issues are. The issues are poverty. What can you do? How can you have a state like California who has $1 million for building one apartment for the homeless?
Right.
$1 million.
That's a construction, yes.
For
yeah.
building an apartment for a homeless. In Texas, it's $10,000. How incompetent are these people? One is $1 million, one is $10,000.
Yep.
Okay?
You're
That's
absolutely right.
the issue. It's not the police. Police keep us safe. 99% of them are good, decent people. There's bad apples everywhere. Doesn't matter what you do. There are bad, horrible people regardless of what you do. But you have to change the politicians. You have to get rid of all the Democrats, the Republicans. You have to demand for the right things. And it's not getting rid of the police. It's demanding opportunity for people who don't have it.
Okay, so what about rethinking public safety? Like, let's say police don't handle calls that regard homeless people, or don't handle domestic disputes, or don't handle certain things that when police go, it really escalates the situation. You think social workers can be brought into the system and police maybe take a step back?
Absolutely not. Okay, I work in managing apartment buildings. I had 2 months ago someone who did manslaughter in a DUI, and he was let out of jail after 8 months for manslaughter. So when our government is letting out 17,000 people, including people who have committed vehicle manslaughter while being under DUI, I'm sorry. I don't believe in it. Why don't they have the government be protected by social workers? Why don't they change the escort? Why don't you change the protection for these mayors, governor into social worker? Let's see how long that idea will last.
I see what you're saying. All right, sir. Well, we have a few differences of opinion, but I appreciate the conversation.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So we can see the differences of opinion. There were some things that I was okay with, but mostly, I mean, you gotta change the police. We gotta rethink public safety. We gotta rethink public safety. Is anyone aware of any protests going on later or in any other time? It's Black Future Project? Anything like that? No? I got you. Do we know which police station they're going to? Is it Beverly Hills?
Yeah, they're going down there to Beverly Hills. It's that way.
I got you. Thank you. All right, we're gonna head out. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Beverly Hills. You saw the police reaction to 30 to 50 protesters. Most of the residents were wrong that they were being violent. They were not being violent. They weren't being peaceful. They were causing disruption to the street, disruption of traffic, and cussing out cops. But who cares about that? That's our First Amendment right. They weren't destroying property. They weren't being violent. So here we are, Jonny Tsunami, aka Jonny Tsunami, Jonathan Mayorka of the Convo Couch and True Rebel Network, signing out. Thank you so much. Didn't get arrested. Thank God. Take care.